community does not want to be embraced by his fellow man.
Right.
You know, but look what's happening. Everything is being torn apart, and we're becoming a faithless society.
Right.
AKA, we're becoming rebels.
Right.
Rebels in our own right. You know, I think it's in Texas. Texas has now licensed its citizens, if I'm not mistaken, it's Texas, to carry guns.
Wow.
Everyone self-protect yourself and they still have police. But self-protect yourself. Why? Because of these random shootings in the school and these senseless, mindless occurrences that are happening. It's because we're living in a faithless society.
Right.
And if we just go back to the fundamentals, and the fundamental is, in God we trust.
Right. And that's the point.
Yes.
That's the point. The point is that they've taken God out of everything.
Yes.
God is not in, America has dedicated America to God.
Yes.
But now they've taken that back.
Yes.
So God he's not in anything. So when you take God out, then you take out the love. So we living in a loveless society. Mm-hmm. We're living in a society where everybody is just, like you said, they're for themselves, but they don't love anybody.
Right.
They don't love anybody. They don't even love themselves.
Yes.
Half of them, most of them.
Yes.
They don't even love themselves, so they don't even know what that is.
Yes.
What is love?
But the repercussions of that is what we're experiencing now. This is the DSN Network. We're going to have to take a commercial break, and we're going to come right back. We want to finish and continue the discussion. And I guess this overall is having trust in God, having faith in God. We've lost our faith in so many other things, but the one who's never really let us down, never have let us down, is still petitioning us. Have faith in him. And so this is the DSN Network. Catch the vision. We'll be right back.
The Matrix Radio Vision Live with DWI, live from the BXN.
Come on, put your hand together. Come on. Come on, clap your hands, y'all. Oh. Come down, mighty King. Come down, almighty King. Help us that name. Come down, mighty. Help us that name. We come to praise. We come to praise. We come to praise. Come on. Help us that name. Come down, mighty. Help us that name. We come to praise. Get a witness here. We come to praise. Come on, soprano. Help us that name. Come down, mighty. Help us that name. Alto, come down, almighty. Help us that name. Come down, mighty. Help us that name. Come on, tenors, let me hear you say it. One more time, come down. Help us that name. Everybody come down. Help us that name to sing. Come down, almighty. Help us that name to sing. We come to pray. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Father of glory, come on. Father of glory, all of victory, come and reign. Come and reign. Father of glory, all of come and reign. Come and reign. We come
We'd like to welcome you back to the DSN Network, Catch the Vision. I'm your host, Al Chambliss. When we left off, we was talking about how society is right at the moment. You know, how we are in a loveless society. We have no hope.
Yes.
You know, and there's nothing for us to look forward to. You know, but sometimes, let me just ask the question: do you believe that that we carry things with us unnecessarily, that we don't have to take with us, that we don't have to? We know the way out. We know how to get out of the situation that we're in, but we just don't do it, or the weights that we keep carrying and society is holding us back.
I was going to make a joke. You know, I said, ask Sister Dina, because you know, you said, do we carry things unnecessarily? Women by default do, you know, in those suitcases.
My pocketbook.
Like my wife, right?
Yeah. He said that. He said
I said
that.
it, baby.
Yeah. But yes, I think we do carry things unnecessarily. Sometimes we carry grudges that we should have let go. You know, despite you apologizing to me, I forgive you, but I won't forget.
Right.
That means I'm still carrying.
Right.
You know,
Right.
there's things that I remind me to leave this at your house, but when I leave, I take it with me.
Right.
You know, what's your point behind that?
You know, yesterday I was out doing a few things with me and my wife, and we actually went out to do laundry at first. That was what it started out to be, but then we had to go do some other things and some other chores and different things like that. So on the way back going home, see, my wife has been asking me. She said, "Babe, I want a dog. I want a dog. I want a dog. I want a dog."
Man's best
You
friend.
know, my problem is who's gonna walk this dog? You know, and I keep telling her, "Babe, I don't know about that." But anyway, I saw this lady, and she had this big, oversized Rottweiler. Okay, I love Rottweilers. You know, my wife, she wants a German Shepherd, but I like Rottweilers. But what I noticed about this dog was this huge size, and the fact that, you know, it had a muzzle on, because you normally don't see a Rottweiler with a muzzle on.
Right.
Okay, and I'm looking at the chain that that was around the dog's neck and how she was walking him. You know, she was keeping up. The dog wasn't totally dragging her down the street, but I told my wife, I said, "Babe, that's what I'm talking about." I said, look at that dog right there." She was like, "What?" I said, "The dog right there." And I said, "That's Satan." Wow. And then you know what? Then it dawned on me. First of all, she said, "I'm gonna tell you what, right now, there is no way in the world I'm gonna walk anything, carry anything named Satan."
That's right.
Okay, but
That's right.
that made me think. That made me really think that what are we carrying around?
Right.
You know, we, again, like I said earlier, we know the way out.
Right.
We know to do right, but we don't.
Right.
We know that murder is wrong, but yet and still, people today, we go out and senseless murders, like you said earlier about the slashing, senseless things.
Right.
These things, why? Why are we carrying Satan, if you will, around with us? And not only just the people of the street. What about, and I'm gonna say this, we have church people, and I'm not saying that they're not what they're supposed to be, but everybody that goes to church is not there for the right reasons.
Right.
But we have situations that we got weights that's keeping us from getting closer to God, because we keep carrying these things with us.
Right.
The weights, I can't help it, if you will. You know, as T.D. Jakes says, the enemy inside of me, you know, that we keep holding on to. We ask God to forgive us for these things. We leave it at the altar, but when we walk out the door, we go back to the altar and pick them up and take it back with us.
Right.
You know, the woe is me syndrome, if you will. You know, the continue to get the pity.
Right.
You know, and we keep having pity parties.
Right.
Why do we continue to allow weights to walk around with us?
Right.
I think I have an answer to that. It's the same reason why people who know that cigarettes cause cancer, but they continue to smoke. It's an addictive behavior.
Right.
Any scientists and statistics say anything that you do for 21 days becomes a habit.
Right.
It becomes a part of who you are.
Right.
And you've noted before the patch came out, or people who was trying to stop smoking cigarettes, they'll chew on candy or chew on gum.
Right.
There has to be a replacement to this norm.
Right.
You know, if I'm so used to my mother being beaten by my father, then I grow up thinking that it's supposed to happen.
Right.
And then I grow up perpetuating this. It becomes a weight that I carry that's a part of me,
Right.
and I adjust my life to this weight.
Right.
It's the same reason why people feel like they can't get out of a situation, because my mother's been this, my parents, I know we got to get ready to go back on commercial, but in 5 minutes, he said, it's because it perpetuates.
Right.
See, but someone has to break the cycle.
Right.
You have to know that just because he was doesn't mean I am.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Because if that's the case, you have to understand, because Christ did, I don't have to.
Right.
You know, he took my sins, so I don't have to carry them.
Right.
But then there has to be someone that can show me realistically that I can be free from it.
Right.
Now, you can't show me that I can be free from it doing it with me.
Right.
We can't be in the club
Absolutely.
together drinking, and I'm saying that, listen, you don't have to drink that much. You know,
Right.
you're drinking too much while I'm drinking with you. You know,
Right.
we have to be an example,
Right.
and God has called us to be an example. But it is the trick of the enemy to levy weights on us. Because understand, when you have enough weights on you, your posture change
Right.
over
Right.
time. You know, after a while, have you ever been carrying a pocketbook? I go with you again, Sister Dina. You're carrying a pocketbook and you're going on the train and you're conditioned with it. And when you let it off, you feel that this shoulder's lighter or
Yeah.
you got more
Yeah.
strength in it. It's because that you were so used
Yeah.
to, your body made the adjustment.
Right.
And over time, because of sin, and because of the acceptance of sin, the little thing that we see in the paper that was not allowed back in the biblical times, which is
Right.
still not allowed today, that we've adapted, we're watching the change of it. We're
Right.
watching the change of school system that now have metal detectors,
Right.
which at one point it never had it. But
Right.
because they've had it for so long, now the generation that's grown up now think that metal detectors is nothing wrong with them, but it
Right.
is something wrong
Right.
with them.
Right.
Because it
Right.
wasn't always that way, but it's
Right.
become the norm. And
Right.
so what has to happen, someone has to stand up
Right.
for what God has said in the beginning and say, this is the way it's supposed to be,
Right.
and live it.
Right.
Be an example of it. If I can see my way out, I can make my way to that direction. But if I see my way out, but it's convoluted, and I see that you're in the same stuff that I am, why do I need to try to get out of my mess to get into your mess?
Right.
But there's a more excellent way. And again, it's not people's, because we gravitate to what we see.
Right.
But understand, God is right whether we live it or not.
Right.
His direction and his ordinances for us are right whether we accept it or not.
Right.
It's not going to change because we've added to it or because we made some adjustments to it. If he said, thou shalt not kill, thou
That's
shalt
what it
not
is.
kill.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But what's happening, we levy read, well, I'll kill you because of this. You know, I won't kill you for that. I agree, but I'll kill you for this.
Right.
Well, I won't talk about you on this level, but I'll talk about you on that level. But if he said, don't do it, it shouldn't be done. Look at a parent to a child. If I tell my child, I want you home at a certain time, there's nothing you can tell me outside of an emergency in which you should have hospital records
Yeah.
to support it while you're not home at that time.
Right.
But then if you come home every day, or as a child goes to school, tell the teacher, the dog ate it, the cat ate it, my mother washed dishes on it. After a while, what is truth?
Right. Right.
And because of that, now that child is seen as someone that you can't trust. And so God is looking that he can trust us.
Right.
He's looking for us to be able to have confidence in him, because his record is infallible.
Right.
He's never lost. He's never lied.
No.
He's never failed.